Hi, this is a little bit of feedback from the Intro to Six Sigma quiz, because I found a number of problems questions that were missed repeatedly, and actually a couple that really concerned me. One in particular, and it relates to what is Six Sigma, because I think if you really don't understand that, then you're not going to have credibility among other people as a Six Sigma yellow belt. Even if you end up passing, you're just not going to have the credibility if you don't understand the fundamentals. So just real quick on the Six Sigma again. So if you have plus or minus 3 standard deviations around the mean, that's what is referred to as a 3 sigma process. You're not adding the 3 sigmas together and getting 6. That's a 3 sigma process. And then if that were perfectly centered, then you'd end up with about 2,600 defects per million opportunities, which is the measure of quality in Six Sigma, one of the main measures of quality. However, it's never perfectly centered. And so if we assumed a 1.5 standard deviation mean shift, and I'm not going to defend why that's the standard assumption, you end up with not 2,600 defects per million opportunities, but 66,800 defects per million opportunities. So for those of you who answered, well, Six Sigma means plus or minus 3 standard deviations, the answer is a resounding no, it does not. And in fact, that's really bad quality. Would be acceptable almost nowhere. So what does Six Sigma mean? It actually means plus or minus 6 standard deviation. I've drawn these little arrows, each arrow to represent a standard deviation. There's 6 arrows between the mean of a centered process. And so it's not really good enough to just say the mean of the process, but the mean of a centered process and the specification limits. It'd be 6 plus and 6 minus. And now when we have a 1.5 standard deviation mean shift, we're still a long ways away from the specification limits, and the result is about 3.4 defects per million opportunity, a lot different from 66,800. So again, I consider this a very fundamental issue in just the overall understanding of what Six Sigma is. And so if you don't get this, well, you would just need to get this. And then I noticed online there were some other answers that were given here and there. Said, well, if you have a 6 standard deviation mean shift, that means you'd get 1 defect. That's really not how it's defined, not typically. And I saw that on a definition on the internet. I'm sorry, but that's just not the way it's usually defined. And the presentation I'm showing you here is not a new presentation. That was in your core material. This is in your core material. So this told me that either you didn't look at it or you weren't really focused when you went through this. This is what a Six Sigma Six Sigma process is. Now, another question I saw a couple of times, and I saw some confusion on the internet on this as well, on what was the first company to use Six Sigma, and the answer is Motorola. And Motorola developed the process, and on one article I saw online it said Motorola developed the process, but GE was the first company to use the process. Absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. Motorola, in fact, used it and won the Malcolm Baldrige Award for using it in, I believe it was 1988. The first Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award was won by Motorola by using Six Sigma, years before GE knew anything about it. Now, GE sort of made it famous a little bit later on. It's almost like the second incarnation of Six Sigma. And GE gets credit for that, but not for developing it and not for being first. And internet article to the contrary, that's just not true, and it's demonstrably not true. Anyway, hope that helps. This information was in the main slide, the first main set of slides, and just sort of tells me, okay, I don't think you're paying attention to this. You're just sort of going online and looking at it. Ideally, you're going to look at the slides first and then take the quiz with an open internet and open slides available to you. I'm troubled by this, and I may have to shift like the point scheme or something to make sure that you're getting legitimate information and not getting misled. Thanks.